Oh, mindful, neuro, whatever. Anyway, good afternoon. Yes, it's me, the Prince of Darkness. No, it's just weird for me to be this time of day, but the lovely Anna couldn't make it, so I've not been able to manage to get on. And it's not because I haven't wanted to. That's strange. What's going on here? What's occurring? Um, mm, that's right. So I'm getting a weird look on this camera. Anyway, doesn't matter. Hello, Charlene. Lovely to meet you. If you're going to post on StreamYard, you're going to have to give it permission, and I'll try and swap between the studios to see what I'm doing. Oh, it's that easy, is it? No way. No, can't be that easy. Can't be that easy. Oh, crying out loud. Right, anyway, so I just can't believe this. Hello, Jenny. Jenny, absolutely stunning work. Hello, Carol. Hello, Jean. Jean, you're like a groupie. I love you. I love you to bits. You're like a groupie. Anyway, good high evening, or whatever you want to call it, on StreamYard, on Facebook, and on live on YouTube. So yeah, I've really been getting into this. Been working hard, seriously hard now, and I've working like 12 and 15-hour days, but I'm enjoying it because I'm being really productive. But I really enjoy getting away from it, so to speak. So I thought I'd just continue to show you what I've been doing. I hope I don't bore you too much. So what have I got? Equipment. Well, I've got a drink, a fizzy drink. I've got a punch. I've got the last of my money. Skin. Right. So I wanted different sizes because different sizes have different weights. So I've got pound Scott, a squidula. I haven't got a 50p, so I couldn't get one of them. 20p, 10p, 2p, a 1p, and a 5p. Right, okay. So if you've got more than that, cool. If you haven't, don't worry. I've got a minimum of 4 pens. Now, I'm getting all these out because I want to show you that I do really appreciate the difference in width and length, not length, width in my pens. Calm down, everybody, calm down. Because you do get a great, see what I mean? Look at that, 05, 08. So just be careful, don't be an idiot like me. 02, 05, 08, 05. So if you've got, yeah, one of them. 01. But I split 01s really easy. A 005, a 003, and I've got some 0038. I've got them in a grey black, a blue black, and a brown black. Can't tell you how good they are. Tracy, my old little flower, how are you doing? Hello from Fran and Kathy. Hello. I'm okay, Tracy. We're going to be going to the Burning Man soon. Right, so if you've not already noticed, I've been watching Julia Watts. She's amazing at what she does. You'll have to watch her videos. It was really good today. It's like a really great crossover between mixed media and card making and scrapbooking. And it's sort of not as grungy as me, but it's really beautiful and neat, but not neat. It's well finished and polished. So anyway, I did some work. I've got my pens. I've got a pencil. I don't think I'll be needing it. I've got a punch, right? I don't know if I need that. I've got some sticky tape, double doodah stuff that you're going to make like masks with. But if it's too sticky doodah stuff, I'm not going to put it on because it'll wreck my work. And I've got a circle maker. Okay, like that. I've got my sketchbook, and my sketchbook's really, it's getting full now. So my sketchbook is excuse me hands today. So my sketchbook is a Derwent book. Right. So I'm just like letting everybody get in the room before we start. And that's it really. So let's get the party started. What What a stupid thing to say, but never mind. Right, the first one, just wanted to look at this one, is I was looking at when I was thinking of doing this, when I was thinking whilst I was doing this, just to um, give you a little bit of background. I gave myself an outside line, but I was thinking of the sun and the rays of the sun, that we can't see. Like the neurons, we can't see them, and all these like messages in our brain, and they shoot and fire all this information out. And it's like if you get like a telescope and you see the sun a little bit nearer and it's firing all this. And then I thought, and I was trying to do, and it reminded me of a spider's web, a cob's web, but now everything is tiny, teeny, and massive. So what do I mean? Well, if you take a leaf off a tree, the leaf is normally the shape of the tree, or in general. So it's all like Gulliver's Travels, micro as you go down. So this is not just a rainbow. It reminded me of like trees and journeys and the ring lines, and then these little blips in time are us. Do you know what I mean? It's like all these, and that's humanity. Not saying it's like that at all for people, not saying that, just what I was thinking when I was drawing this. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It just means that's what I was thinking of. Whether I believe in it is another thing. So this is the neuro stuff. The neuro stuff is, there's lots of different interpretations. If you go to Russia, you pay 12 grand, you can become one. Well, I'm not, obviously, I've got 12, well, I've got more than 12p today. But I've under the impression that I am not going to try and call it neurographic art. I'm going to say it's an adaptation of it. So I did two yesterday, and I just used a little stencil, drew in there, and then I did like a blip, as I call it. So you do one, miss it. Oh, hello, Patricia. Hi, Ashley. I don't know if we've got anybody else in the other groups. So in our main group, in our other group, let me just go to junk journals and see if I'm live. If I'm live in there, should get the two of you, not the two of you. Hope there's more than two of you. The two. Oh yeah, there I am. Oh, so. Oh, shut up with us. Right. Right. So Ashley, Tracy's in there as well. Patricia, Helen. Oh, it's Helen. Hi, Helen. Right, so it's working well. Okay. Oh, it's Helen. Hi, Helen. Right, so it's working well. Okay. Right. Okay, let's get this bad boy back up. So, yeah, I'm seeing that most of you are user. I did hope that we'd get a few people because they knew it weren't. Oh, hey, shut up. Shut up, right. Hope that we'd get a few people because they knew it weren't. Oh, hey, shut up. That's better. Sorry about the light, guys. I hope that's really going to annoy us now, isn't it? Right, let me shut the curtains. I didn't want to do that. That one of the reasons I don't really like doing evenings is because it's really hard to get the lighting right where I sit. And upstairs, I can sit there, but it's a bit of a palaver. So I'll sit here now. It's going to be a little bit darker. I do apologise because I've actually set the camera up for it being bright, but you can still see me. So let's get going. I'm going to show you another piece. I'll just put it there. So just show you that. So I'm just drinking some water. And what was doing? Took a tablet as well. You have to have a tablet at certain times. And this was the same. And I did this, and I'm going to be doing a lot more with Kadu's paints. Picasso. So I did this, tracing the lines, and I did it with a very fine pen and a thick one. And then I got my pencil pens and I just did dots. And the reason I did dots was like it firing in your brain. And then I went on my phone and just changed it into black and white. And it was like, oh my word, what happened then? It was like, oh, I felt like I've done something really clever, and he hadn't. So I did that one. I did this one where I was testing out some pens that I got given, and I must say I love the pens because they've got such a great nib. And there was watercolouring with them, but the basis was yesterday when I was sat as I am now, and I was just drawing. Myself and Rachel were in a room together. She was doing her amazing work, and I wasn't doing this. So it was again quite conscientious sort of way of doing it. I didn't want it to be scrappy, but I did make a two couple of collywobbles, Pete tongs. But I learned a way of using what I already know by just adding a few lines there. I've got to be cautious because this StreamYard, the camera keeps going to autofocus, and I don't like that. So yeah, so I found a way of doing that, and then let me show you some more. I'll show you them. Oh, I can show you them. Oh, and then I painted these with the Cadence acrylics because I was starting to look at the planets, and I wanted to have these as a start. And I've not adjusted the camera. It's not bright orange. It's not any. These are the colours that I can get with the paints. I was very impressed. Quite a nice flat. I watered them down there. So yeah, I was very impressed. I did some more doodle noodles. Have we got any more over there? And I can't show you them. Can't show you them. I can't show you them. I can't show you them. Oh, my papers that I'm going to draw on. Anyway, so let's get started. I'm going to create a neuro moodle. And a neuro, obviously, in your head. Moodle, which means aimlessly do nothing or aimlessly do something. So if you had mindful before it, you're purposely doing something. But some people say you're doing nothing, aren't you, when you're doodling? So there's quite a play on words. So get yourself a page. Right? Now, I was thinking if I punch some lines out, not lines, but I think it'll rip my paper. Oh, yeah. It'll rip my paper, so I can't do that. But what you can do is if you've got that great eclipse paper and stuff, put a few blobs of that on, and you're creating your own masks. So I'm going to start with the thick pen or thin pen. Which should I do? I'm going to start with a thin pen. So I'm going to start with, look at your pen like me, because you never know. It could be a right plonker. I'm going to start, first of all, test our pens. I quite like that. So that's 2. You might think, what's the difference? There is a big difference, honestly. That's a 1. And that's splayed a bit. Can you see? It's gone a bit further. A bit like me. 5. As you get, and that was a bit random, that, because I've just scribbled 8 and a flat on the end. Because I've been drawing upwards like that to get a flat end. And this is an art knot, and this is like, you don't even think about seeing that. It doesn't exist. It's like an eyelash. There you go. Can you see it? Just right. So I'm well aware of that. Neurographic art is, I'm not going to go into details because I'm not Professor Piskarovskov, whatever his name is. I can't pronounce it. I'm incredible. Piskarovskov or something. He's a Russian professor, and he deals with this sort of art. I'm not dealing with it. I'm just going to do it. So what I'm going to do is just look at starting from going from side to side, and we are going to, oh, look at this. Away. Get in. Might even put that one on. Woo-woo. Woo-woo. I could take them off as well. So we start at one side, and the aim is it's one side to one side, one side to one side. But you don't have to go to that. It's just, it starts on one side and finishes on another, right? So it doesn't have to be side to side, top to bottom. It can be anyway. So let's get our coin on. Right, why am I using a coin? Well, there's a really good reason for that. It's because it's really difficult to control it. And I'm using my left hand, which is very poorly today. Well, it's not very poorly, it's just having an off day. And I'm using a 5, and I'm starting and I'm pushing. So I'm pushing my pen and I'm trying. The faster you do, the harder it is to control. Okay, now put that on there. I'm going to go with my right hand to the left, and I'm going to go a bit faster this time because it's cool. See how the difference is? It's almost, I want my left and right hand to work differently. So let's go. See how different that is? I'm not. It's like a Ouija board. I'm not pushing it. Well, I am. Of course I am. It'd be like the seance if I'm not, wouldn't it? But I'm just. It's great fun. This is where we adopted things as children and never questioned them. But we did when we got older. Now turn it around because I'm right-handed, so my preference is to go that way, and I don't want it to go that way. So over to that side, right to left. I'm going to try and keep it on this time. Right, come on now. It's going a bit mad in the middle. Right, so these look a bit strange. So I've got a few here. Now I'm not too worried about it like that because I think that looks quite, to me, there's enough. I can see a person sat down on a rock, watching the trees and the hills. A shoe, just put a heel on it. I can see a woman with hair. There's her arm, sat on the bank. We're not doing that though, but you could see that. And you could do that. I'm going to go back to the mindful movie. So we got. So I'm going to just turn the banners off for a minute. So I can see comments. She says. Right. Okay. So let's have a look. Going to get my O pen and my 8 pen. We'll start with a 5. What we're going to do is we're going to join up all the sections. And there's a real good point to this. The point is we've got to soften it all, because although the energy it's sort of fast and erupts, we're not hoping to do that. We're hoping to make these work more like a network. So what do I mean? Well, I'm just going to draw a little square, and I'll be showing you cutting them down and doing this in a minute. I'm just doing the very random one just to show you. So we've got our square, and I'm not holding the pen, look, hardly, look, just, okay. So, and here I've done it with a gap, and what it is every time it meets, you soften the lines up. Now, they don't often soften the lines up and try and blend the pen in. Most of them will leave it. I'll show you a couple that I've seen. And they just blend in that. Now, this is so incredibly calming for you. So let's do another one that's even bigger. So what I'm going to do is take an area like that and blow it up even more. So here, I'm going to go and get my other pen. I'm going to get a bigger pen so you can see. Now you can do it like this, where you're actually drawing the line and doing that. Now there's lots of ways of doing that. I'm just going to show you some of the ways that I've found that I've actually enjoyed. So you're almost, I'm going to put another line there, cut in the corner, bring the back down on the pen. Oh, don't worry, because you can make a proper wobble. Come back down there, cut the corner off. Come back down there on that pen and cut the corner off. So then you colour it in. So you're actually getting something quite softened and neat. So here, can you see how it's make a big difference when you're using a thicker pen? So what you need to do is just change your pen accordingly. Now, the third way I'm going to show you is slightly different, and I'm going to show you in this way. So this is to do with this one, and this is where it's completely a conscious effort, but not a directed effort. So you're conscious of what you're doing, but you're not trying to completely control something. So if I show you that I've put in a and I'm going, sorry, you can't see, over and over. I don't want to take my pen off. It doesn't matter if you do. So there, we've consciously pushed them together. So with this one, I would get a fine pen and I would just do little bite sizes of them where they're joined like that. So there's lots of different ways just to get you going. Those are the close-ups. So, you know, it's where you're not consciously pushing too hard and you get a fine pen, or you can go back over them, back forward, or you can do lots of lines and they all work. So let's get on to this one. Now, I'm like in certain areas, you don't have to do it all. Nowhere does it say do all at all. So what I'm going to do is there might be areas that are missing. Now, it says join them up, but they're not telling me what to do. So I'm going to put dots in. I don't want like just finishing. So I'm going to add my dots. That's why I want you to think about how do you make it yours. So I'm only going to do a little bit. So everywhere there's a cross, put your cross. Now, lovely Anna, who was going to do today, unfortunately couldn't make it with us, but she will be back in September. But I'm going to be doing some background painting on Sunday with Cadence paints just to show you how I'm using them. Hopefully we'll be able to get the disc out again because the backgrounds and the colours I've been using are amazing. I've also done on my one magazine for the month, and I've got to tell you, I love it, but I am sick of that magazine. Oh, it's boring the life out of me. So you know when they say coffee table things, no, that don't work. That to me, it don't work because well, it does and it doesn't because there's no way I'd put some that boring on a coffee table if I had one. I wouldn't. It'd have to be more interesting than these magazines. It's like I've got to the point now with it. I love the exercise. Don't get me wrong. I've got to the point now with it that I'm just going and punching areas out now rather than taking pictures because I'm making my own interests. But it hasn't been a very valuable lesson is that it's important. Less is more. Can you see I'm really concentrating on this area because this is the area I was drawn to. And I'm going over the lines. And can I just tell you, I had to put my feet down because I was on my tippy toes. Right, why do I do that? There's an important reason, and it's to do with you being relaxed. If your body's tense, you are. I can feel my shoulders up near my neck, so bring them down. And the way to do that is to push them up right near your head and then pull them down. You feel the complete difference. Then put your feet flat on the floor. And if you can't put your feet on the floor, it don't matter. Get a puffy or something to put on. You know, one of them footstools. Up here we call them puffies, like poofs. Sorry, I like used to have velour ones, velour poofs. You were posh. I remember that was the same time then heeled slippers were in with fluff on the front. You know what I mean? And baby dolls. Ooh, go near fire with them. Well, you go up like a Roman candle. And plus, yeah, it's all changed now, thank goodness. I put a thing on the other day about those bath cubes and how I used to come out of the bath. I put like a pot marked teal because it was slippery with all chunks in your bum, wasn't it? I don't know what it was. I hope it wasn't it was probably something like not concrete, but you know, basil or something. Right. So anyway, concentrated on this area, and I love the path. You can see all sorts of things in this, and where I was looking at it in the beginning, and I saw the lady, and that'd be quite an interesting way to go, where you could go looking at. You could look for the the areas that you like, and you could see different things. So I'm just going to put you back to that one. So you could do the areas that were important to you, but just going to show you something that I'm going to do, which is I'm going to do it with a pencil. You don't have to do it, but this is like a mask. So I'm just going to pick this. Now, this isn't anything that I've seen. This is something that I've been doing. I'm also right. Put your legs down. I was going to cross my legs again. So here you can see now I'm starting to look at areas. Right, I know this sounds daft, but I want you to try something. I want you to try. As we do it, we'll do it together. So breathe in and out. See how my lines are? Watch again. We'll do this one here. Breathe in and out. Look how smooth my lines are. It's amazing how I can calm down just breathing like that. So let's do it again. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. See? Conscious of breathing as well, because I have got a bad habit of stopping breathing. So I've got some little faux pas here, but I am seriously not worried because there's ways of dealing with them. So we've got an area here. You don't have to do all of it. This is where I want you to really make it your own. I want you to sit there and think, I'm going to start off how she does, maybe, or I'm just going to have a guideline. I'm going to go on YouTube, have a look, and then I'm going to make my own choices. That's what it's about. It's not me showing you everything and what to do. It's me showing you like a roadmap, and you every time you come to a junction, you choose your own pathway. It's a bit like my sat nav. Oh, it takes me down funniest lanes ever. You know, like sheep tracks. Get lost, right? And then lo and behold, I'm coming there thinking, oh no, what's going to happen? You know, and I'll get an Arctic blue and yellow house stuff lorry coming at the other side. Now, who's going to argue with that? I can't. Anyway, I've learnt now. I've learnt. I just shout at the sat nav and ignore her. No, I'm not going that way. It's like, not let's find you the best way, but let's find you the hardest way so that when you arrive at your destination, you're pulling your hair out. That sort of thing. Right. Can you see that? I'm hoping that we're getting a bit of, let me see. Oh, comments. Oh, here we go. Right. Oh, I've missed some. The circle. Well, this to me is the area that I'm concentrating on. It's almost like if you like that this could be black and white and that could be colour. I could do circles within this as well. It's a good point. I'm sorry, it's not come up your name. I do apologise, but this is stick with me. I do say that honestly. It's like when people, especially Jane Telford, she makes me laugh. I love Jane. She'll look at me weight and go, "Oh my goodness me," because she's a lady. She don't swear, you see. Well, she does, but she pretends. Let her pretend. She can have her secrets, can't she? Oops, just told you. Anyway, and it's like looking at it. It's not finished, and I'm doing it for the camera, so I'm conscious all the time that I've not trying not to cover up what I'm doing so that you can see it. But normally you would work so that you could see the line as you approach it, so you don't do Pete Tongs. Pete Tong is doing it wrong, in case you don't know. Okay, now we've spent half an hour where we've recognised, was it Blathers? I thought it might be. She always likes to try and trick me here. Blathers. We could do anything with it. You know, it could be like a microscope and you're blowing it up. Oh, look, I'm boring people. Have already gone. Right. So we're going to look at areas. I could do some more now, but I don't want to. I'm just going to do a little bit here. Just enough. And I will finish it because you find when you're doing this that you really want to. You really feel like you want to finish it. So I'm at the match tomorrow, but on Sunday, I am going to do the background. I'm going to finish off what I was doing with the Cadence paints. I'm going to show you how to add all the detail with the paint, stamping, embossing with the paint. Well, yeah, you heard me. Cadence paint, stamping, embossing, you name it. So the background's already been done. Right, so I've done that. I think I just need to do these lines and then we can get to the next bit. Right, I am conscious that you watching me doing these lines is very potentially boring. Right, got my thicker lines. Right, now what I'm going to do now is get my very fine one, which looks like a hair, And I'm going to go with some of the lines only that I choose. So I'm going to let them come off very loosely. Now, can you see that? It's tiny. Tea time, I know. I'm just covering. Didn't want to let you down because we've got all these amazing people. You got to put up with me. Now, I'm being potentially difficult using this pen, aren't I? So just you wouldn't believe how different it looks because I don't want it to be like everybody else's. I want it to be mine. And I'm just going to put like little bits where it's not great TV for you, though, I must admit. I'll go with a thicker one and see if it does it any justice. But when you're at home, a finer pen would probably be much nicer for you. So I'm looking at where I need it. It's like a ghost line. And if you've got like a little branch line that's come off, or your pen did a bit of a wonk, you can use that as a wonky line. There you go. Can you see? Starting to build up. So what we're going to do, oh, there's one. Like that. You'll keep going round going, oh, there's one, there's one, there's one. And you could do it really fine as well. And that's what I'm going to just show you here. So if you've got some fine ones, this is with the one. I'm really going to tiny little connections. So a lot finer, you know, that they're actually tiny little sort of meats. And you can do that. You've got lots of different ones. So yeah. There we go. All right. So now what I'm going to do is stay with this pen. Well, if it's got tea time, you gotta go, gotta go. And I'm going to do some very fine doodling. And I'm going to set my noodles in where I want. So I'm going to look offsetting. Okay, so I'm just going to draw, have to start, and I'm going to draw purposely like the movement of this. So I'm going to start, and this is respectively. See? Because I feel like it's going that way or that way. So I'm wondering whether I should go. No. As I'm getting nearer, the lines or squares are getting bigger. There's a reason. Obviously, I want it to look three-dimensional. So I'm hatching. Ah, I've already got it wrong. You banana. Oh well. So yeah. Right. I'm going to change the direction of each. And each time these squares are getting nearer to me, the lines are getting further away. Now, it's great doing it like this. I'll tell you why, because what happens is if you don't like them like that, you can fill them in more. So if you feel they need more depth, you can add more depth. There we go. And it sort of gives it a shading anyway without even knowing. So I'm just going to fill in any gaps because this is the bit that makes it, so to speak. Okay, so we've got that. It's starting to look, more three-dimensional. I'm just going to run a line inside all of them. Blathers, I mean, and tell Rufus his music's on. I'm playing it for him. Playing it for all young ones, grandchildren and that. Right, I really like that. So we want something over here now, don't we? Well, I feel like we do. Like it's almost coming down here, isn't it? So let's go for it. So it's bigger. Like that. Quite strange, but it's still got that movement. So I'm just going to go again. This is the way that I feel my pens want to go, not me. Oh, is it? Oh, poor little one. Oh, can't stand it when little ones are poorly. Really can't. It's really strange, isn't it? When I used to see the kids at school and they were poorly, it was like, oh, I'd rather be ill than them. Mind you, more often than not, I did catch everything off the little blighters, though. We'd go in first week in September. Everybody would have flu within 2 minutes. So I'm just doing it again, the same. Got that feeling. I think this needs a few more. That's it. So I've gone in for the scruffy look. Now there's something new. I'm going to be doing more and more paintwork as my journey moves onwards. I will be doing more and more, going back to my paintwork. So watch this space, guys. And I'm absolutely loving it. It feels like I've gone home. Absolutely loving it. And I've just the ideas, the planning. I've got a new collection coming out in October. That is the one with studio light. Okay, so started to get that feel now where it's sort of moving strangely. I'm not a lover of this, so what I'm going to do is just create more of a hatched creation. So, and this is adding more depth because I think it needs it. There we go, that's much better. So we've got this continuation of, like, I call it Alice in Wonderland, which needs a little bit more like this. Don't be frightened to do it, just do it. Just enjoy yourself. This is your time. And then in here, I'm just going to play around with some dotted lines, like just inside it, to follow the actual shape. Accentuates the actual curves that are in the drawing and the direction of the lines. It almost makes it three-dimensional. If you look, you're sort of following that And there's a very, very important artist that we studied at school called Max Ernst. Escher, MC Escher. And that was amazing. He was amazing. And he did like the internal triangle. It was crazy. So we're looking at this now, and I'm just going to opt for a few more like little pieces of so tiny pieces. I go far too often. I feel like I have to fill everything, and I don't. You could fill these in, you don't have to. So I look at this again, and I think I've got little dots. Perhaps I need something a little bit more ornate. Oh, I know what's really cool. Maybe we have it here next to it. So I'm going to draw lines. It's very different when you use a thicker pen. To me, when I'm drawing, it looks very clumsy, but that's the nature of the pen and me using it. So here, making a little triangle, no, a little square in that bottom corner. Now, if you want to do it like we used to do lines, where you did every word the same word and just I, must, like that, or whether you go in lines just so you don't forget, then that's up to you. But it's a little black square in or any colour, but it's a block of colour like that. Okay. I'm hoping to try and get people to do lives with me. So I'm hoping I'm going to ask Rachel. I wonder if she'll do one with me. She probably won't, She's probably like, no way, will you? No chance. So I've got those, but I don't want it to leave it like that. I want to go back to my fine pen, and I'm going to go corner to corner from that square to the top square corner. I'm hoping, Patricia, very soon. Oh, yeah. Well, I could maybe ask some of the ladies. So it's a bit based on Clarice Cliff. Bit based on Clarice Cliff. Right, so we've got that. Now we're going to play with light and dark. So these lines that we've used here, I'm going to choose just one way, and I'm just going to do closer and further away on the top. And hopefully you'll get the feeling, she says. Oh, this one. No, if it doesn't work at first, try again. No, I'm only joking. If it doesn't work, try and get more lines near the black or coloured box and less near the edge. And hopefully it'll look like a three-dimensional box, she says. You can use this. It looks absolutely stunning if you use it with pencil, because you go black, grey, white. I can go like that, but I'm not going to. Not really complicate matters. So less lines nearer to the front, smaller lines. So like they say, the same way. That's the reason I did that, believe it or not. It was planned. There we go. Right, can you see 3D? Yeah. Rachel's there. Rachel said she can't wait. Oh, she can't wait. Oh, I thought she can't. Oh, that's cool. Right, let's go. We're on it. We're on it like a carb on it. Oh, that'd be so cool. Right, okay. Right, can you see it's 3D or not? Does that look silly? Well, it's supposed to be like 3D, like not honeycomb. So we want something 3D over here. So I'm going to pick another area. I'm picking the big areas because it's easy for you to see, but you wouldn't necessarily pick the big areas. You could pick any areas you blooming well want. Looks like those blooming pages, don't it? Popple Pimper, whatever they're called. Right, so I'm going to go in each one and do like a half moon. And I'm doing every one of them in the same direction. So I'm going to start with the tiny ones, and that's a mere suggestion. Now, I am going to go this way. Normally, I'd go round, but for these, I'm going to go straight across for the smaller ones. Like that. Can you see? Hopefully, to make them look 3D. So, yeah. And I'm going to fill up some darker ones there. So we need something to tie around, or something in those lines. So I'm just going to do this with a pencil first. So we do a right like that. Okay. Oh, don't forget, Terry's on at 7. Terry gonna do the teapot. That's the teapot. That was from the teapot. That's what she made me do. In and out. Yeah, so that's is that right? Under over. Yeah. So this is that's it. Or is that going to be so difficult? So that's over. So that comes out there. And that there. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, then no harm. Might not work actually. I'm just going to go for it. So I should have planned this. Looks like an angry person, that. Right, okay, let's rub out the... Oh. Oh, not too bad, look. Not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah. So what I've done is the same sort of holes, but I've just put... They look like worms, don't they? But string going in and out. Yeah, do you get it? Does it look like maggots? Does, doesn't it? Looks like maggots, sorry about that. So, and again, let's look for something maybe here. Squares. What's going on here? We're not flashing and dingy lines. Oh, it's someone telling me to get lost. So here I've just filled it in with makeshift lines, and I'm just going to do circles in it. So I'm only going to draw right. Let's get rid of the, to show you. See, we're getting back to real simple murals now, where we're not trying to be too clever. We're just trying to enjoy what we're doing, and that's taking time out for ourselves, like that. So we've got that one there. It's only fair that we have something here that, you know, sort of works along that, and that is perhaps where we go, continuing that, but using that line as a sort of a change of direction. So let's go with another one. So each one of them is different, and then as we go in between the lines, we can make it again. The last thing before, obviously, before I change, or I'll give you a break and you can go and have a P or whatever, a Q or an R, is I think it needs something here just to bring that flow across. So, you know, I'm looking at everything we've got. This looks cheesy to me, and I mean that in all senses. So I'm just going to do that. Is just look at me, flasher, flasher. So here I'm just looking, and I like that crown effect. Away, party, party. There we go. So we've got this I come back to this all the time. The power of line. And this isn't about something looking amazing and looking brilliant. This is something about me defusing and enjoying it. It will be more arty on Sunday. I'll be using paints and backgrounds, going back to 3D and going back to doing some journal pages. So you'll see a big difference in aims and objectives. But yeah, so basically it's been, I'm getting the, oh, look at time, spot on. So basically what we've learned is we've learned how to see areas, use a neuron idea, neurographic artwork to do it. We've learned about, well, I've learned about taking sections out, making my own. Go back to the other pages where we looked at the connections and how we can make them bigger and smaller and how they interact with lots of lines and how you can make it into artwork. Again, it can tell a story, whichever story you want. This one's very much going to be with colour. And it's the craft pens I've been using actually from Highlight Crafts. These are really fine pens and they're absolutely beautiful, lovely colours. And they're really fine, but you can get some great techniques with them. And yeah, so it's really the beautiful way that simple taking your line for a walk can really create wonderful ideas. It's been absolutely wonderful as always. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope you can have a check out on louwithers.com. There is everything in there that you can see, all my ideas, the YouTubes, my Patreon, which allows me to carry on doing free gigs and stuff. And then, we'll sort of like grow together and develop it together. So we'll see you on Sunday. Have a look. Terry's on tonight. Terry inspired me to do this. And I can't wait, as always, to see you soon. Take care.